Hello there, welcome to a new week on Mustard Sport, and this is 3 Up Front, where we get yours and our 3-word verdicts on the latest Norwich City action. Joining me in the studio this week, I'm delighted to say, our Norwich City season ticket holder, Angie Sharp, and the head of sport here at Archant Norfolk, Chris Lakey. Hello there, guys.
Hi, Michael.
Good to see you. Right then, every once in a while, football does dish up heartbreak, and that was very much the story for Norwich City at Carrow Road on Sunday, losing out to Jose Mourinho's Chelsea in one of the most painful ways possible. 2 late goals, having put so much work into that point to look like possibly getting a point, maybe even 3. As always, we've got your 3-word verdicts that will be rolling along the screen momentarily. Thank you all for those. We need yours then. Angie, I'll come to you first. What have you got?
Ricky's best game.
Oh, I like it. Positive. Spinning the positives.
Yes.
This is good.
I think it was the best we've seen him play. I think he seemed to work well with the other members of the team, and he seemed to be reading and getting into the game more, and obviously it was great header back for the goal, so hopefully there's more to come from him.
Yeah, it's quite a good contribution for that. He also made, I think, the best chance in the first half as well. I suppose it's key, is it, that the fans remain patient with him, because I think a lot of people have wanted to see.
Yeah, I think
Gary
things
Hooper
were getting a bit niggly, and especially when Hooper scored the 2 in the cup game as well. But I still think we've got to stick with him. So he's still learning the game after all over here. So yeah, I was definitely very impressed with him.
Excellent. Plenty more to come, I'm
Hopefully.
sure. Chris, how about you?
As you know, Michael, I always struggle to keep anything to 3 words. But for you, I've got a list. But I'm going to scratch and sniff, if that's
Excellent.
3.
That
because
is.
I'm still not sure what Jose was talking about with the Cantona-style riddles, but he seemed to smell a goal. I think, okay, he thought there might be a goal on the way, which is sort of the story of the game, really. That they lost 3-1, but there was a point where everybody thought, yeah, it was that rare occasion where I think it's inevitable. Norwich will score now. Having come back into the game, that was the impetus was there, and of course, great big ricket, or 3 great big rickets, frankly. Ruined it all, but it was really good to see the positivity at one stage that even the opposing manager was thinking, fait accompli, they're going to score.
Indeed.
It was good.
He's not a bad manager, Jose Mourinho, and I think he affected it.
Done a bit, hasn't he?
He's done a bit, and his substitutions, when he can bring on that quality of player, obviously makes a big difference too. It's interesting, I suppose, Angie, that if people look at the score, Norwich lost 3-1, it told almost none of the story, really. In that second half, Norwich really rattled a team that are going to be well in contention for the title.
Yeah, and I think they really did deserve to get more from it, and it was just such a shame how it ended. But it was really good to see Norwich attacking, and even once they got to the draw, it was nice to see that Houghton didn't suddenly think, right, let's sit on the draw and try and hang on to it. I think his substitution proved that he was actually going for a win, and it was our undoing in the end. But it was good to see Norwich playing that way for once.
Well, this is an interesting point, because obviously against maybe teams lower down the league, the fans will want to see them be bold, and as Angie said there, it doesn't matter that they didn't pick up a point, because they went for it to an extent, which a lot of fans may agree with. Is that the crux of it?
Yeah, I'm not privy to what the minor details, or not minor, the actual sort of minutiae of what they say before games, but you'd have to say, if you're budgeting as to where you're going to get your points, Chelsea away, no. Chelsea at home, you wouldn't actually be relying on that for points. But the fact that they did actually go for the points is quite, I wouldn't say a turnaround, but if you believe a lot of punters' views of Chris Hughton's tactics, it is a sea change, that he thought we can beat Chelsea. Whereas, some people have you believe that Chris Hughton would have written that game off before the start. Well, that's absolute tripe. Nobody writes off a game of football for the start. You don't, do you? But you budget accordingly. And I think he went in thinking, it's going to be hard, but we can get something here. Don't forget, there's been a nice little list of upsets at the start of this football season, and that was a perfect one, Sunday. Perfect. And it was all on cue until 1, 2, 3 reasons not to be very cheerful.
Indeed, yeah, have a scratch and a sniff in disappointment. 2 late goals in the last 5 minutes. Did you feel sorry for Alex Tettey? I mean, he ultimately was one of the people with errors in the build-up to the crucial
Yeah, I mean, he'd had
goal.
a great game up until then, and it was just unfortunate it didn't quite work, and maybe Ruddy could have done a bit better as well, and it was just one of those things, really. There was just nothing you could do about it, but
Ho-hum.
Ho-hum, yes.
Ho-hum. What we normally ask is for a top performer. You can have either side. It doesn't matter which. So, Angie, who was your man of the match, if you like?
Well, I mean, initially I'd go with Fur, but I mean, he's putting in lots of good performances now. But I was really impressed with Olsen. I thought he came in and he had a cracking game, and it was a brilliant cross for the goal. So really impressed with him, and hopefully he'll keep his place.
I would think so, definitely. How about you, Chris?
I always thought that Johnny Howson was slaughtered for the wrong reasons last season by some people who should have known better. And when he plays in his right position, he's got that ability to sneak into the penalty area, and we saw it a few times. When he plays in that right position, he's a very, very good footballer. But like a lot of footballers, you know, they always tell us you need to play yourself into a team, and you can't keep moving him about. Leave him where he is for a substantial period of time, and that guy will get you goals, and he'll play very well. Tell you what I've noticed as well, some fantastic passing in Norwich City this season, some real top draw balls. Russell Martin had one, Leroy Fur in the cup was an extraordinary pass. Match of the Day won't tell you that that's a pass of the season, but it probably is. But Howson can do that. He's a really good footballer.
Exactly. More of that then. Guys, thank you very much for your time. Thank you all for watching. There is, of course, no game this weekend with the international break, but we'll be back later in the week with Talk is Cheap. In the meantime, have fun and goodbye.